everyone, I'm back in the greenhouse. Got out here early this morning because it's going to be a little bit warm today. And as you can probably tell from the channels behind me, I've been harvesting for my CSA program. So this week we are taking to them Rosie, and it's a red pak choi. It's really good in salads and it's really good for stir fries also. It's one of my favorites because it has such a nice deep red color. So after I get done harvesting, I'm going to show you guys what Doug's been doing for the past couple days. He's been working hard on canning some sauce from our San Marzano tomatoes that are grown out there in the high tunnel, and I grew some pickling cucumbers in here, and he's making the family favorite of dill pickles.
I just wanted to show you how I process our tomatoes here at Bradwood Farm. These are San Marzano tomatoes. We have some Robolinski and some cherry and grape tomatoes. And what I do is I cut these into 4 pieces. So it's 1, 2, I take the green part out if there is any. And this way. The green gives it just a little bit of a bitterness that I don't really like too much. So I process it that way. I know other people do it different ways, but this is kind of the way I do it. So when Katie harvests all the tomatoes, this is what I do during the day, is I make tomato sauce at this time of year. See, these tomatoes are really ripe. The other thing I do too when we pick tomatoes is I'll let them sit for a couple of days, just to let them set, and I think they ripen up just a little bit more, and it lets them rest a little bit. So what I'll do, okay, so this batch, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut all these up, and I'm going to put them into my pot, and I'm gonna bring this to a boil so that I heat it up and get the water out of the tomatoes and loosen up the skins, and then I'll run it through my LEM tomato processor. On other batches, what I'll do is I'll cut the tomatoes up and I'll put them on a cookie sheet, and I'll put them in the oven and I'll roast them at 400 degrees till they get a little bit of a, almost like a char to the skin, roasted tomatoes, and then I'll run them through my processor so I get a roasted tomato sauce, which is really good. So I've already made some of that, but today with these, right now, I'm just going to make these into just a regular sauce. To layer these with the flesh side down. I think they dry out a little bit better, and I think they roast better that way. So I just kind of put them in on one single layer. And I'll just keep repeating this process until all my tomatoes are done. This whole batch will be roasted tomatoes. And again, we'll put these in the oven and we'll roast them. Then they'll go in the colander, or actually into the bowl, then the colander to get the water off, and then I'll run them through my tomato processor, and we'll pull all that sauce off. These are gonna be awesome tomato.
How long do you leave them in the oven for?
Just until they get brown. I kind of keep looking at it. I don't really have it down. Right now the temperature is about 375, 400, so I keep looking at it because it seems like every tray is different, and it may be because the tomatoes are different thicknesses and stuff, so I just try to get a good idea, try to look at it and just get an idea of how this is going to go. So that's kind of how I let it sit, just like that, and I'll put that right into the oven. Okay, so these are the oven roasted tomatoes. They have to go just a little bit longer, and then we'll pull them out and we'll put them into a big bowl, and from there we'll let them sit a little bit and then put them into the colander. These are really nice. It takes a long time to roast them and get everything ready, but I think it's worth it. And when I'm doing this, I'm actually sewing some of my leather. I'm working on a really, really nice computer laptop case right now, which I can show you later. This is going to be for my traditional sauce, and these have been cooked down. The water is separated from the tomatoes, and these will be dumped into the colander, and then we'll run them through the tomato processor. So I know a lot of people keep the juice, which is fine, and boil it down to make tomato juice. But at this point, I'm really not interested in that because I have so many tomatoes I've got to get processed that I'm just trying to get the water off right now. That should do it for now, at least get me started. Look at how much water is coming out of the ones that I roasted already. All water.
Processor that he uses for the tomatoes. So you can see he has his tomatoes already boiled and ready to place in here. After the tomatoes go through the separator, the skins and seeds come out one end and the juice comes into the bowl here. Become nice and thick. Always good to do it a couple times. And as you can see, second time around, we're still getting some more sauce out of it.
Garlic, and I'm just kind of splitting these cloves up so I can stick them in the bottom of the jars for the sauce. Okay, fresh basil from the greenhouse. Put a couple leaves. We like basil, so we put a little bit extra in, and plus we've got tons of basil in the greenhouse growing. Bushels, pounds of it probably. So, put some of this in there real quick. I have two different sauces here. Like I said, we have roasted and just some regular, a little bit of garlic. Now it's a little bit more than a little, but we like garlic too. And it's our own fresh garlic. We just picked it, I think, about 3 weeks ago. And it's been curing. So I think that's probably pretty good. Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been curing. And then, so this is the first one. Got my water bath warming up. Look how nice and thick this sauce is. Oh, it's so awesome. I heat my sauce back up a little bit before I actually can it. I know some people don't do that. They just do it right out of the processor. But I don't know, I think it... I want a little bit of butter. I just take it to the bottom of the funnel, which I think is probably pretty good right there. Nope. Make sure the top's wiped off. Nice clean rag. I boiled these. Done. That's one.
So what you doing?
I am saddle stitching a computer, a leather computer laptop case that I just got done designing, and so it's that's the front cover.
Oh, that's cool.
Got a pocket,
Oh, wow.
and I'm putting 2 pockets on the other side, and then so this is the back panel, and I'm using my little stitching horse.
You look comfortable.
Well, I have to do this because I have to wait till my tomato sauce cooks down so I can can it.
Oh, that's right.
And it's 100 degrees outside or whatever.
Yeah, its
temperature
heat
is.
index
It's
is
like-
106.
So I'm not going outside.
Well, it does smell amazing in here.
Yeah, it's because it smells like leather and tomatoes.
I just smelled the tomatoes. So did you stain it?
I did.
Cool. How'd you come up with that
I
color?
airbrushed it. And I dabbed leather this. It's got 3 different colors on it.
Oh, 3 different colors? Oh, that's cool, because you usually only do 2.
Yep.
Sweet.
Show it to you when I get done.
Okay. Thank you.
Doug has his gloves on. He's cutting up the habaneros, and he is going to pickle these.
We're going to take the seeds out, and we're also going to take out this membrane, and then I'm just going to slice these up into pieces that we can use in different dishes. Oh, these are going to be strong, I can already tell.
Me too.
Okay, I'll get this done and we'll get them pickled. Looks good.
So Doug is getting ready to make some pickles here, since we grew some pickling cucumbers just for us.
Dill pickles.
Our favorite.
Look how nice and big they got. We decided to try and do them hydroponically, and I think we were pretty successful. These are really nice candy onions. Wow, I love onions. You know, I could probably plant some more in here too. Wow, look how nice it is. Look at this guy, he's huge. Now, I wouldn't want to do this for the farm market, but for personally, I think this is a really good way to get fresh onions for yourself that you know that are clean and don't have anything on them. So that should last me about a week. Well, here's everything Doug got accomplished these past couple days. He has 29 quarts of dill pickles plus 2 half gallons of dill pickles. And for the tomato sauce, he did 33 quarts of regular sauce, 1 half gallon, and then he did something new this year. He did 8 quarts of roasted tomatoes. He did 5 quarts of salsa for me, plus 3 half gallons, and 3 quarts of tomato juice. So Doug wrote everything down for me so I could build my spreadsheet so we could keep an inventory of everything that we have on hand. Here are some more tomatoes I harvested for Doug that he's going to process. And I probably have about 8 more bushels out in the high tunnel that he's going to take care of for the family. Okay, well, I hope everyone liked our video. As you can tell, we've been homesteading for a long time, even though we have the commercial greenhouse. It's something we've been doing for 30-some years, and it's something anybody can do in their basement or their own kitchen. And if you run out of supplies or you don't have enough in your garden, head over to your farm market and you can get fresh local produce there that you can put up for your family like we have here too. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and we'll try to answer them the best we can. And if you have any comments or suggestions, leave those down below too. And please like and subscribe to our channel, and please tell your friends, because I think everybody needs to know about how to put up their own food in these crazy times.